To the U.S. economy was $38 billion in 2007. That's a lot of money. Of course, when we look at this as pure revenue, what do we always think of? Well, they're paying that. They're being taxed on that $38 billion. So again, a lot of tax dollars, a lot of jobs are generated through the cruise line industry. So who's number one? Carnival Cruise Lines. As of 2007, they had 90 ships and over 171,000 berths. You know what a berth is? Where are my nautical people or my sailors in here? Anybody know? Stump the audience?
Is that the ship that brings it? Cruise ship?
Oh, no?
Isn't that when a ship goes out to sea and like starts there?
Berth is a bed. So they have 171,000 beds on over 90 ships, okay? It's like a bathroom on a ship. What's a bathroom on a ship called? The head. Excellent. I didn't know you said, yeah. Okay. So, now, Carnival has a lot of what you call sub-brands or spin-off brands. And some of these look familiar to you. Holland American, Princess Cruises, right? From the Love Boat. Seabourn, P&O, Cunard Line. Does anybody know why Cunard sounds familiar? Anybody know what the Titanic line was in Cunard Cruise Lines? Yeah, I think so. Et cetera, et cetera. So they're number one in the industry. And again, the cruise line industry has become so large and diverse is that they typically break up into sub-segments. So I would say that most college students like Carnival, right? Carnival tends to be younger, promote themselves as a little bit more wild and fun, as opposed to Royal Caribbean. Anybody been on Royal Caribbean? Right? Kind of an older crowd? Yeah. Royal Caribbean, as of 2007, had 35 ships and 78,000 berths. Any below that is Star Cruise Limited. Who's coming up really quick in the industry? Disney. Say it louder, yeah? Disney. They keep building ships all the time. Anybody been on a Disney? Okay. What'd you think? How old were you when you went?
I was probably 12.
Okay. They had plenty for you to do?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Did you cry when you had to get off?
No, I was kind of ready to go home, but
Okay.
it still was awesome.
I think I was 14.
Okay.
It was like a 3-day cruise.
And what'd you think?
It was fun. It was very nice.
Okay.
I
They,
still have
plenty for you to do, 14-year-old?
I'm not remember.
Being that age kind of sucks though on the Disney
It
cruise,
does.
because you're not
You're not a kid, you're not,
teen
yeah.
place, but you're
Can't go to the
considered-
casino.
Well,
Yeah.
you're too
There's
cool.
like
You're too
teen
cool to
clubs.
hang out at the teen club, but you're too old for the little kids stuff.
Yeah, it really.
But I thought it was
It was
fun
still
the
fun.
carnival ones I've been on.
Yeah.
I went when I was 8, and my sister was 12, so my parents didn't really know what to do with her, so they kind of all had a bad time, but I had the best time because I went to the kid area, and they just left me for a whole day, and I
Yeah, you were the one crying, you didn't want to get off,
I
right?
know.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you what, if you can crack the codes of what to do with, the 12 to 14-year-olds, you'd be millionaires. Even Disney can't figure that one out yet, because you're too cold for, Frozen and face painting and all that, but they can't send you to the bar. So, there you go. But yeah, Disney has made dramatic steps forward in their cruise line, and I've yet to really run into anybody that's had a bad experience with Disney. They kind of apply their well tested formula of guest services onto the cruise line, and so Yeah, I mean, I could very easily see a point, if I'm teaching this class 10 years from now, Disney will be number 2, maybe even number 1, and in traffic. So, but you're right, if you don't have kids, and this is what I say, make sure, if you've never cruised before, pick the right cruise line. You don't want to be, a 70-year-old and you go on Carnival and they're having these drunken raves for college students, right? Or if you're a college student, you don't want to go on Royal Caribbean because, you're trying to pick up 50-year-olds or whatever. So match your cruise line well with what you expect it to be. Yes, sir?
The gambling age on a cruise is like 18.
Yeah.
But for some reason they choose to keep the drinking age 21. I was wondering why that was.
That's an excellent question. It kind of goes back to our, remember we were talking about gaming? Maritime law, and I do know a lot about maritime law because I had to, because when I got my captain's license, part of it is. Basically, maritime law is very loose. When you're in international waters, you absolutely, it's the least restrictive of any of the states out there. It's not a state, but you know what I'm trying to say. Drinking age 18, gambling 18, everything is 18. It's just common sense, okay? Cruise lines are businesses or private entities, so you have no constitutional rights on a cruise ship. They get to make the rules, and they figured, well, we'll let 18-year-olds gamble because what's the downside to that? But if you let 18-year-olds who've never been drinking before, kind of open up the bar to them, you think some bad things will happen? Yeah.
We took a cruise for my senior trip, and it was kind of just like we got off the boat, like in Bahamas, and we
drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, cruise ships have pretty much figured out there's no upside to letting 18-year-olds drink. It's all bad news. So they say, well, we're just going to make a company policy that you have to be 21. Saves us booze and saves us a lot of problems with, some of you could probably think of the first time that you were very young and got drunk and did really stupid things. Now multiply the danger factor by about 50 for being on a boat in the middle of the ocean, right? Look, I can jump from balcony to balcony. Next thing you know, you're in the water, or, it just, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I were running cruise lines, I'd do in fact, I'd say, you gotta be 25 to drink, because even 24-year-olds, always make the best decisions when they drink. I'd probably have to say 50 because nobody makes good decisions when they drink a lot. Okay? All right. So, what's the #1 cruising destination? Absolutely, the Caribbean is #1. By far the most popular cruising area in the world. And of course, the majority of cruise line passengers are Americans, and we just like the Caribbean. Then the Mediterranean is actually really popular, but you got to be over in Europe to do that. And of course, my Alaskan cruise is ranked #3, not third. And Hawaii kind of sneaks in there. Okay? So you say, okay, show me the numbers. Well, it gets complicated, right? Because they actually break the Caribbean down into 3 regions. But if you add these up, it by far exceeds Alaska. So really, 35, 41% of cruises are Caribbean. Different regions, western, eastern, and southern. Like I say, Alaska's really making a push there. 20 years ago, Alaskan cruises were very, very rare. Now they pretty much have several of the lines go out of there. What's the problem with Alaska, though, compared to the Caribbean?
Cold.
Freezing.
Well, it is cold, yes, which leads to a problem of...
You can't go in the winter.
Huh?
Not as many stops.
You can't go in the winter.
Yeah, seasonal.
Yeah. and
When can you not take a Caribbean cruise?
All
All year long. When can you not take an Alaskan cruise? Probably in the dead of winter. I don't even know if the passage freezes over or not. Anybody know?
I think it only goes for like 5, 6 months.
It's like very small.
There you go.
I'm interning there from the lady who like came in your class from May to August, I guess.
Where are you going?
With the Diamonds International.
Yeah, cool. Where?
We're flying into Juneau and then Ketchikan. I'm either going to
I'm so
Ketchikan
jealous.
or Juneau.
And also in the summer, right?
Mhm.
Don't get eaten by a polar bear, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to read that. College student eaten by polar bears. That is cool. That is really cool. I want you to come and tell me all about it, okay? All right. So who cruises? Here's basically the demographics, okay? The average age is a 46-year-old. Household income of about $93,000. That's pretty much in the middle. I mean, if you look at this, it screams middle class, right? Married 86% with spouse, and the average is 6.6 days, which is kind of surprising. A lot of 7-day cruises going on. Okay. And the average began 2008 was about $1,800 per person. That's, you know, another thing is that you look at that, you divide that up by the days, and you say, heck, that's pretty reasonable, right? You get fed all you can eat. Now, what's the deal on drinking? Because some cruises say it's part of it, others it's an add-on. Mostly add-on, so you pay out of your pocket, okay. So there you go. So there you go. You take your family on a cruise, knowing that if you're not going to drink, you know, they're not taking the money out of your pocket. Some of that really upscale cruises, I mean, it's everything. Yes,
It's only like water and like juices. Like soda you have to pay for those cruises.
Wow, juice is free, but soda's not.
Like you got like orange juice. Yeah, I think you can go like orange juice.
Because the orange juice is way more expensive. Soda is nothing. When I say nothing, it's
I think they usually do like plans, like where you can pay like $10 a day for one soda, and then like if you want like bottom shelf liquor, it's like $20 a day, and if you want like top shelf liquor, it's like 30, 40, whatever it is a day.